I know who I am. Whatever Lockhart threatens, he will not win.
And if he makes a poor job of it, then Miss Lamb will lose her whole fortune.
Regrettably so.
But that's not
Augusta,
going to happen,
is
is
that something on
it?
your mind? You're barely present.
I am just concerned for poor Miss Lamb.
She's thinking about someone she shouldn't be.
Must we?
Your heart breaks for her.
Have every sympathy. I know what it's like to be pursued by a grasping relative.
I'm not the man that I was, Aunt, thanks to your interventions.
I sometimes
I don't
wonder
believe
if
it.
men possess the capacity to change.
Plus, we need to remain optimistic, Arthur. This is England. Justice is bound to prevail.
He would prefer to settle this matter now and will offer you £5,000 to spare you the humiliation of a trial, which in all
She's
likelihood
not going to take it.
you will lose.
Have you no shame?
Mr. Price, it is extremely bad manners to call unannounced.
I was wondering if I might tempt you to take a ride in my buggy.
Certainly not. You may have no dignity, but you're not going to sully mine.
Watch her take a ride.
Evidently.
Splendid. It might be vaguely tolerable. Perhaps we should arrive together.
But we'll take my carriage, not that absurd buggy of yours.
I thought she was really going to take his buggy.
Augusta.
But in all the years I knew and loved him, my lord,
The sets in the wardrobe are beautiful.
being made by my uncle's illegitimate daughter.
That is a lie.
My lord, it is hardly fair to call Miss Lamb illegitimate.
Carry on, Mr. Lockhart.
He seems so cool when they first
A West
introduced him.
Indian temptress named...
She conspired to be alone with me so that she could try and seduce me.
As you will see from these drawings.
The ones he drew over.
May I ask what your intentions are, Sir Edward?
My intentions?
You think he'll
My
tell
uncle is
you the
determined to
truth?
see me married. If what you say is true, that you really are a changed man, then prove it. No man is irredeemable.
There are some pretty messed up men out there, though.
Mr. Lockhart. And yet here stands Mr. Lockhart, an artist
A con
who
artist.
sought to entrap Miss Lamb into marriage when his suit in Antigua failed.
For some reason, I found myself
This
beguiled
beach looks so
the moment
nice.
I laid eyes on him.
Have I ever given my affections to someone unworthy who later used me ill? Were I to list them, Arthur, it would fill 20 volumes.
Alas, a less than honourable man. I believe you encountered him in Antigua, Mr. Lockhart.
I always
Lamb
enjoy
was
a
not
good
devoted
courtroom scene.
father. He was a confused and wronged old man.
But maybe he wasn't clear on all points.
So
This will
many
involve the
paintings.
destruction of the old town, for instance. I know you value Sanditon's character greatly.
Did you love him?
He was charming at first.
I've no right. Do you ever spare a thought for...
Every day.
That must be so nice to hear.
For the last 10 years, I have only concerned myself with petty litigation. Good money for easy work. It is Xander you should credit, not me.
But why should Georgiana's case be of such concern to him?
I was hoping Miss Haywood would be able to answer that.
He's in love.
We cannot let her lose.
There may be one last roll of the dice I could try.
You could live the life you choose, free from the fortune hunters and the gossip mongers.
Where's Mr. Colburn? Perhaps he accepted my cause as hopeless and took flight.
I'm certain that is not the case.
You've
I
read
hope
the
it's not.
newspapers. You know what they're saying. My case
I
is
like
as
his
good as
character.
lost.
Mrs. Wheatley, what if I was wrong to involve my brother? Would she have been better served by another lawyer?
But no one else would take the case, sir. He's her best and only chance.
Where's he at? Oh, what? He did say he had something up his sleeve, right?
Appears.
There he goes.
Where have you been?
Spent all night in gambling houses and drinking dens.
is it all?
What do you know of this Coburn fellow?
I must tell you that I still do have certain reservations about the proposed location of the hotel.
Why?
Yeah, man, don't
There's
tear
nothing there but
people's
slum
houses
And what
down.
of the people who live there?
Oh, I'm sure we can find somewhere else to put them. By my rough calculations, the increased capacity for guests would increase the daily profits fivefold.
Fivefold.
Don't let that sway you.
Leave it as it is.
Mr. Lamb's letters to his daughter. They show a man in full possession of his faculties. A loyal, loving father who clearly saw his daughter as his legitimate heir. I suggest the will must stand.
It shouldn't be questioned, like...
When you were 6 months old, your father sold your mother to another plantation owner. I have the bill of sale.
Those could be forged, though.
Which surely renders her ineligible to own property.
These guys can't win. I thought that was Tom Holland.
At least there is still some measure of justice in the world.
Still got a long way to go, though.
Thank you for all you have done.
He did
As
really
re-established,
well.
it is Xander you should thank. If I may, I sense you and Xander have your own history.
I gotta watch some other stuff
Tenure
he's
in governess
done.
was short-lived indeed.
I must return home. I've tried the patience of my betrothed for long enough.
But does the other guy really love her? Or does he just want to be with her just because?
Can you see?
I wondered why you hadn't retained her as a governess.
She decided that the position was not for her.
Hope you don't mind.
Is that so?
Why would I mind?
I'm so relieved the trial is over for Georgiana.
They're like, oh,
Although,
our plan is working.
Professor, I found a sense of purpose in helping her pursue justice.
I think last season, she was talking to Arthur about, finding her purpose.
Said he and Mr. Parker was planning to pull all these cottages down to make room for his new hotel. I told John that couldn't be right.
Now she has another reason to stay.
But I am not entirely without spiritual knowledge, and I sense your soul is troubled.
Indeed it is, Miss Hankins. Now in her presence I find myself entirely disarmed.
He seems genuine about this.
I have always sensed an innate goodness in you, Sir Edward.
Edward's done some terrible things, though.
I hope you do not find the attention too overwhelming.
You are hardly a stranger to gossip yourself, my lady.
Which is why I speak from experience to warn you that society can be merciless. You must do what you can
True
to protect
that.
yourself.
I thank God that justice has prevailed. I've been on my knees praying for you night after day.
Oh, I'm sure that made the world of difference.
Mr. Colborne is unattended. We shall seize the moment.
Was it not Byron who went
She
to bed one
doesn't
night
even seem
and woke up
interested in him.
famous? We are become bosom companions, especially now I understand the true nature of your arrangement.
Nice.
You feeling suitably triumphant?
The victory is not mine to claim.
Oh, really
Part of it
observed
is.
humility in a man.
My brother will not be drawn on the subject, although I have my own theory.
As have I.
Sure.
I wonder if they might be one and the same.
Let's hear it. They're probably right.
Thought you would have returned to Willingdon by now.
No, she doesn't care about that other guy.
I have nothing to thank me for. I couldn't have stood by and done nothing. What kind of man would I be?
You did my friend a great kindness. I'll forever be grateful.
Okay, maybe he's not so
Haywood
bad.
and Mr. Colburn
Not that I
seem
thought
on
he was
rather
bad.
close terms.
Oh, she is no threat. She was this governess. She's about to marry a farmer.
Miss
Was she,
Haywood,
though?
Might I ask your opinion?
Yes?
I understand you were governess here.
Mr. Colburn is by nature reserved. Yet there is a good deal more to him than first appears. If you can engage him on the subject of dogs or horses, you might see him come to life.
That's nice of Charlotte to, like, give her tips like that, knowing how she feels.
And my aim was much improved by my time in the army.
Look at how
Brother,
nice
as
they
you
all
can tell
look.
from his shooting prowess, has been too long in the city. Miss Bryce has just told me of your scheme for the Old Town.
Oh, yes?
You realize if you raise the old town, you'll destroy the last vestiges of the community that has always been the heart of Sanditon.
Well,
I believe we should be seeking to improve the lives of the people that live there.
Not destroy
ruin
it.
Your wife is very free with her opinions, Parker.
Everyone should be free with their opinions.
Sir Edward,
But I know the time's different.
I trust you have had a pleasant day. I've had to endure rather too much small talk from young men keen to impress me.
Well, I can understand why they might be keen.
See, he can be charming, but he does bad things. Or
Then
has
should this
done
man
bad
speak to you?
things.
Assure him that his intentions are honorable, that he desires nothing more than to prove himself worthy of you.
Nothing to do with the fact that you're ancient and decrepit.
Speak for yourself, milady. I'm still in the first flush of youth.
Age is a mindset.
Hayward, we cannot let this travesty occur.
What is to be done? Miss Hayward is to be married in a few short weeks.
They're gonna play matchmaker.
But she is not married yet.
But I have always had a preference for grouse. Be kind enough to forget this conversation ever took place.
No, don't. You should have said something.
I'm all too aware of my reputation, but I beg you to believe that I'm a changed man, and as such, that you will allow me the honor of calling on your niece, Miss Markham.
You were the last person on Earth I would allow to court Augusta.
I mean,
It is time
Can't
I
blame
returned
him.
to Ralph. He'll wonder what has happened to me.
I can state with some confidence she shares your feelings.
She's to be married.
She is not married yet.
but she's involved.
Every day of my life that is not spent in your company is a day wasted.
That was sweet.
Stay. Make a life with me.
Sorry, I just thought of another movie.